and silver settling at new records once again today.
Central banks are secretly dumping the dollar for gold.
BlackRock faces 100% loss on private loan.
It would be an economic disaster.
And cue the fire. We have a confidential time bomb. Well, it already went off. So if you have anything to do with BlackRock, well, you shall be left holding the bag. BlackRock faces 100% loss on private loan, adding to credit market pain. And they did this right after the market closes. So good job, BlackRock. But there's a thing called futures. We see what just happened. Currently holding anything with the word black or rock in it, you're down probably 10% as BlackRock cuts value of private debt fund by 19%. Waives fee. And they're saying this because of bankruptcies and they have exposure to e-commerce. Have you ever heard of that? I would say we've had a rough week. Well, I mean, apart from silver and gold. Chaotic week. You got the dollar hanging on by a thread. What thread, you ask? That thread actually goes back to 2009. That is a trend line. People that make millions and billions of dollars follow these kind of things. It just helps. But as you can see, going all the way back, that is where the dollar starts its epic rise. Not really, but yes, kind of. And this is on your monthly candles. And when I say hanging on by a thread, I mean a thread. When you break that thread, just make sure you have all seat belts enabled. Keep all hands and arms and your children inside the vehicle while the tram goes off of the cliff. I just wonder, why is it going to... Could it be the Treasury? Could it possibly be tariffs? Could it possibly be the entire world is like, F this bond dollar game. We don't trust you, America. We're going to start saving in gold, which on one hand is stupid, but it just depends on how you look at it. Like, why not get interest? Gold and silver no pay interest, but boy, you don't need it now. It's like we just made up for all of those missed interest payments. Silver is up, what, 5,000%? Also on this channel, I try to not be your typical echo chamber. I come bringing balance. Things you will agree with me, some things you will disagree with me, but let's talk it out here. Change my mind all the time. Because as a trader, it's just probabilities. Trying to understand this guy gets a little tough. So when I tell you he could come after your gold and silver, you say, he will not do that. Orange guy is my Lord and Savior. And I say, you gotta think about it. Government has done it quite a few times. But it's different this time. And he's saying the golden rule of negotiating and success, he who has the gold makes the rules. Thank you. Give me your gold. Be very careful if you were smart enough not to have it in your house, but now you have it somewhere else. Also known as a custodian, and it gets reported and it's no longer yours, but they'll pay you, top dollar. And that was actually one of my most disliked videos. I know, crazy. Said that there's probabilities of this because the government has done it multiple times. But when this guy wants something, he goes after it. Talking about going after it, central banks are going after the good stuff. Here you go. The gold, they're going after it. They're like, forget it. We don't need your treasuries. Foreign bank, central bank reserves. It flipped. My friends, this is the first time in 30 years. Now, could it follow this? The 2026 was the top, and it is all downhill from here. Probabilities, we'll see. It's really confusing to me. If inflation is only 2% or 3%, why is silver skyrocketing? Is there a probability that the government may have lied to you about this cool little shiny stuff? And look how clean my nails are. Those are fingers of a man that has never worked a day in his life. Women shake my hand. They're like, oh my gosh, your hand is so soft. I'm like, I use a lot of lotion. It also has hair all over it. Can we also just talk about this elephant in the room? You can't. There is no way around this. You guys have lost all of your purchasing power. This right here is $1. And this right here is now more than $100. If you do the math here, that would be, it's all gone. And if you start doing the math on adding up this 2%, because it's been pushed down rather largely by Chase Bank up until December, well, let the inflation really begin. As Bank of America sees gold reaching 6,000. Other people, a lot more. Because if you account for inflation, $13,000 gold, this is M2, adjusted all-time high, and silver at $744. Aren't you glad you stacked? Another way of looking at it, if you want to calculate the numbers, silver was at $50 in 1980. At a 2% inflation rate, silver should be at 122 just to break even. But as we know, it's, you don't believe in the CP lie, 2%. At 3%, you guys are at $235 an ounce. At 5%, $450. At 7%, that would be $1,050. Maybe somewhere between $744 and $1,050. And never in my life did I think I would be a millionaire in silver. But if you think about it, assets they just keep up. That's why I always preach every single day. If you have a government that has a treasury and a central bank, buy assets. I don't care which ones they are, which we will go into that. And even Ron is even coming out. If the U.S. actually had a stable currency, you wouldn't see silver setting new records. Well, Ron, if the U.S. actually dealt with their treasury and your money would be gold and silver, like in the Constitution, when you did the right-hand thing, you wouldn't have these parabolic swings. Silver, this is for March contract 103. Charting silver right now, me personally, you actually could end up going backwards. This is when I step in and I say, okay, take a deep breath. This is very, very dangerous. Know what you're thinking? Not for me, because I have lots of it, Bravo. Say good for you. Let's keep it that way. But I don't want you coming here later and saying, you didn't warn us. When this is the part of the video where I shoot my leg off with a Nerf gun, okay, moderators, we're okay here. Because every coin has two sides, which it might have more. When I see this, Sell America sparked FOMO, okay, crypto, shat coins, altcoins, everything other than, you saw that. When I was telling you last year, I'm like, get out. Other people were like, get in. That's not to say that crypto's not going to go back up, because it will. There is a time to buy. There is a time to sell. There's a time to plant, a time to harvest. Anyway, Sell America sparked FOMO fueled rush into gold and silver among everyday investors, which I am not so much an investor, because as an investor, you end up looking like this.
They do what they do is going to sink this whole economy. So that's why for years I've saved silver and gold, but now I'm taking all my silver and gold and converting to Bitcoin.
All of it. And if that's not something to end your career, I don't know what will. Think about it. He has been on fire, gold, silver, his whole life. And the minute he flips it, it's like, missed it by that much. That is why I swing trade, and I love swing trading. It takes all the problems out of the equation. Because I could show you any chart, and it looks like this. This is your Bravo 9. That's your 200. Once you get above the 200, you're like, let's swing it up. You get in. Oh, you take profit. You get out. You swing it up, right? You keep going all the way till the top, and you know the top, because it's the same thing. It repeats. And you have a pullback, and then it swings, and you get in, and then it just rocket ships to infinity. Which in the comments section, because I read all of them, you've been like, okay, I said, wait for the pullback. Wait, it's coming. I promise. Hold on. Here, it's right. No, okay. It's been kind of tough over here because it always has pullbacks. It hasn't. My apologies for that. But in that, I am very worried. I have my doubts. As a trader, I never buy that. 98% of all people are like, it feels good. It's up high. I'm in. For everyone that listened to me during the crypto, right? I'm a crypto guy. I even have a course on it. I've owned it. I've traded it. It feels like my whole life. I remember teaching the kids in high school how to trade XRP. This was like, it feels like a decade ago. I remember teaching the son, and he'd go home. He's like, whatever he says, you do, son. Mr. Bravo says, buy XRP right now. And account blows up. Just need to know how to take profit. If you want to change your life, hey, you got my $1 million course. I'll teach you how to do it step by step. Running a sale for $299. You're welcome. And you get my bear market course if we ever have one. Like 1980, the classic blow off top. This was silver. All along with his big brother, gold. Gold unstoppable. Inflation panic everywhere. There is euphoria everywhere. Hits 850. And then all of a sudden, you have a 60% dump. And blow off tops, They don't fade gently. Bravo, you don't understand. It's different this time. What about, look at M2. Okay, I'd love to look at M2 and where we're currently at. Look, I'll even use my Bravo bands. Come into this area, that would be like overbought. It's going to pull back hard, and it almost touches the tip, and then it pulls back. That's it. Here's your M2. Now, mind you, when I trade, if it gets into that, that's bad. This area is like rocket fuel for the way down. You've heard that thing, what goes up comes down. Well, here's your silver. Guys, you not only are in it, you went through it. But for those of you that are like, Bravo, you don't get it, man. This is God's money. This is this. This is that. This is the macro. This is the news. This is the time that everything changes. It's different this time. I covered that. Silver could go over $1,000 an ounce. Yay, the crowd goes wild. 1,200, 1,500, inflation. Germany, did you see what happened? Yes. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? I lived there for 2 years. I've seen this chart around the interwebs. Ounce gold went for 170 marks, and then all of a sudden, 87 trillion. A big difference. Now let's not cherry pick and go back and look. What happened? I think this is inflation adjusted also. No, scratch that. It is not. $1, 1920s, right? And then it drops. What happened? The Great Depression. And in 1929, this $1 was 53 cents. And just FYI, a few years before 1929, we also had another depression that people don't talk about, but the government didn't get involved. It was laissez-faire, but then they got involved and screwed everything up because that's what governments do. Just in case you like financial knowledge, click the subscribe button. Again, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to always tell you what you want to hear. I give you both sides. 1931, 29 cents. And then look. See, and then you could double your money, 64 cents. That wasn't a bad swing trade. And then a beat down from 64 cents to 35 cents. You lose half. Then you swing it all the way up to 80 cents. You see, it just rinse and repeat. Then from 80 cents, you go to 1980, right? That was a sweet swing trade, and $35. Then we put in a sweet cup. Look at that. What a beautiful cup. All you need is a sweet handle, right? And then if you break that handle, it goes up, and you measure it from there to there and to there to there. It's things like that that you need to learn how to do. When you learn the charts, you don't get too much distracted with like news headlines and the FOMO and all the goodies. Gold will crash the global market next week. That would be this week. Okay, so guys, it all goes down this week. It's over. Gold just surged 85% in the past 12 months. That feels bullish. But wait, what if something like this happens, like in the 1980s? How about the once in a lifetime, or it's different this time, 2011, almost $2,000 an ounce, all the way down to, well, 43% haircut. What was the narrative? What are people going to say in the comments section? It's different this time. We have so much money printing, which we do. You're 100% correct. I'm not going to argue with you. We have a debt crisis. Oh, yes, it's worse. Well, then it's going to go higher. Okay. What about the currency collapse fears? Same thing. About 2020, that feels like yesterday. You guys were down about 20 to 25%. Great swing trades on the way down. You see? Amazing ones on the way up until now. I mean, if you guys are still in that swing trade, I just... You got me. And it's not that I have not been in and out of silver, because I have AI that does it and it trades futures. So I got to be open. I could have been. But do I manually trade something like that? No, it's always like, wait. This could be a very good time to, again, learn the charts. You have Bitcoin. You guys are so oversold. Now's the time you kind of almost buy. Well, you don't have confirmation yet, but this is where gold is. This is where Bitcoin's at. And then you wait for confirmation, the reversal, the confirmation, then you go buy. Look at what has happened over the last year. I mean, Bitcoin was like, oh, it's going to 1 million. You had Robert Kiyosaki, they're like, sell all our gold and it's the opposite. Gold and silver was like, my grandpappy has that. I'm like, well, good time to start buying it. I'm just saying. The minute it clears that 200, get it. Here's another play. How about TLT? Yes, I hate you, TLT. I took this trade as an investor. I have been underwater, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm like, watch this. It played out. here we are at the lows. Should you be buying here? No, you're buying the reversal. I don't know how long low. What I can tell you is the charts predicted all of this, even yields. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow. Government's telling me it's 2%, but the charts aren't. Congratulations on your 30-year fixed. I come here every single day like I did in high school, junior high, elementary too. They're just like, you got some candy? Like my whole life, I've been going upstream because there's just all these dead salmon. I'm like, it's up, something's wrong up there. I'm gonna teach people how to solve it. I think elementary too young, junior high, nah, these guys are crazy. High school was cool. College, yeah, little too much. No one really listens until the chips are down. I mean, I told them like, you guys are gonna have lots of jobs and it's gonna be a struggle. And they're like, shut up. I had them create budgets and how much is rent and how much do you need to be? Yeah, you got to clear over 100,000. Just, yeah, right here. How am I gonna clear over 100,000? You see? My parents say if I just go to college, it'll be fine. No, your parents just want you out of the house, Brad. I don't care how many degrees you have, you're in debt. Well, unless it's your parents, but that's their fault. I decided, you know what would be a great idea? Go to YouTube. Bigger people. I mean, I'm not saying you're overweight. I mean, there's like a 65% chance you are. I'm just trying to solve this. Look, 30-year-olds live on their own. None. Ever married? None. You can make a lot of money that way. Live with a child. Own a home. None. I think all these kids go to school till they're 18. Then they're like, yeah, you know, I think I'll keep going for 10 years. Get my doctorate. And I was the guy on the other side of the table, right? I mean, I sit with them like, it's not going to work, Brad. You have to start businesses. You need to own the building that the doctors are in. How am I going to do that? Just listen. Because this isn't working. Hasn't worked. Go to college. Take on debt. Work hard. Be patient. Don't complain. What has that got everyone? Wages that never caught up. Homes turned into investors' assets. See? Careers replaced by contract role, gig, AI, pensions gone, benefits cut, kids, no marriage, no house, living at home in the basement. While the government debasement, you in debasement. For some reason, this is the first time you've seen me and you're like, well, give me some advice. Okay, look at oil. 99% of the time, look, it goes up. Silver goes up. Oil goes up. Silver goes up. Like up. Okay. Here, I'll show you how to do it. You come over here, click that button. And my futures course, I will give it to you for $199. And here, let me help you with the silver chart, okay? This is the silver price. This is the 200. Wait till it gets above it and confirms. Sorry if I just called that silver. This is the oil chart. I don't know which one I just said. If you're wondering why it went up right there, I see it broke that and then it goes up. It's easy. Learn how to trade it on the 2-minute. I don't care. Just make your digits go up. Am I telling you to buy oil right now? No. I'm telling you to learn this stuff. Like, look right here. Just learned about a head and shoulders. What about an inverted, an inverse? It's like upside down. It looks like this. And once it breaks here, okay, and comes down, finds confirmation, you carry it all the way up and you make money. Let's see how close we got. How close did we get on that? Let's move that right there. There we go. Hits price target. Sayonara. Also, the people in the comments section that are like, thank you, bravo. I'm making $500 a day. I'm making $1,000 a day. Those aren't bots. I mean, unless it's like Mr. Johnson said, and then you write the link and that's scam. Please be nice to people that are actually changing their lives where you're like, this is a scam. Something works. I will come to you and show you this works. If it doesn't work, I will say this doesn't work anymore. But right now, learning how to do this, it is working. Your job is to look for beat down assets, okay, that people used to like, and then gets above the 200. There you go. And with that, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.